AI can great do anything we did before, except, creativity, because creativity is only one of one. So, for example, there is only one Mozart, there is only one Picasso, there is only one Beethoven. There is these people are one, and you can recognize the people, and they have a body of work. So they are not just, a musician, because you can't even compare Mozart and Beethoven. Even in the music, you cannot even, And Sinatra. Tell me another person that's Sinatra. Sinatra is the fastest recognized voice in the world. It's like it takes 5 milliseconds, and the people know already it's Sinatra.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the latest impact of AI Explored. And this episode, we have Michaell Magrutsche. Michaell, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So, Michaell, can you give us a little bit of background about yourself before we get started?
Okay. So I am a super student. I have 6 years of class. I've done 8 books, written 8 books, published 5. I've done 600 podcast appearances as a guest all over the world. But I have no education. So I was always dependent on my own self-education. So if you say Christopher Columbus, discovered America, I have to learn this myself. I cannot just take that and say, okay, this is one thing to get through school. So I had to figure out everything myself. I taught myself to be, for example, I'm very neurodiverse, and I taught myself how to speak. I couldn't speak before. I was stuttering in school. That's why I left school. I started in school, and then I couldn't repeat school. In Europe, you have to get a grade to go to the next one. And I couldn't get, after the 3rd grade, I couldn't go higher. And after actually the 5th grade, I couldn't go higher. So I didn't understand. The problem was I understood everything, but I couldn't regurgitate it. So if you say 1 and 1 is 2, I had to do what? I said, I don't know what to say, but I knew it was 2. But then, I couldn't repeat this. And that helps me a lot, because I'm looking always from a very different perspective at everything. So that's why I'm invited everywhere, because I look at, and my main guidance is Human-Centric, where human nature, we are part of that. Hold on a second. There's something I need to check. Okay. And there's Human-Centric and there's system relevant. In system, we all want to be relevant. We want to system relevant. We want to be the CEO. We want to be, this and this money and all this stuff. But not everybody can, because we are 8 billion humans that are 101. So Gerjon and James are not the same. And your families are not the same either. Even if you have in your family, look, oh, we're going to be Republican, we're going to be Democrat. They're completely different. They like different music. They like different people. They like, everything is different. Every human is different. And that's our big breakdown, I think, even with AI, because AI generalizes in patterns. And that's our big problem that we have, because every time we generalize humans, like all men are crazy, all women are crazy, all this, everybody's crazy and whatever. When we do that, what happens is we castrate all our strengths. Each one has a strength. I bet you guys have figured out through working together who is better in this and who is better in that. And it's not like, oh, you're the same. You're just the same, you guys. And whatever you do, it's just that's what it is. No, it's not. Everybody has strengths and weaknesses. And that's why when people say, I read today, I think Simon Sinek said that, he said, you can be everything. And I said, that's the biggest shaming that you do. Yes, you can. You can put your mind to everything, but you will be outfoxed by the person that has a passion. So if I want to make money, you have a hard time to compete with me because that's my passion. But if I like to be an artist, okay, or a musician, you're gone. So it's whatever you have a passion for, you can put the time in. And today, in today's world, you have to put a lot of time to even be heard, to be even seen. Look, everybody's seen on thing, because in the reality there shouldn't be any competition. Like in nature, there is no competition in nature. Yeah, you eat an animal because you're hungry, but there is no competition.
Yeah, no, I get what you say, and it totally applies to our podcast. Like we've been doing this since February 2024, and it's not easy, but we really enjoy it, and that's why we do it. So and we enjoy talking. So just to kind of have a look at what we've been talking about, and art. You've mentioned art a little bit, and I want to talk about art and AI. If we're talking about art, and it's all about self-awareness, so where does AI generated art fit in? Does it qualify as art or not?
No. You can force it systemically to say it's art, but it's not art. It's a copy. Art itself is a copy of all the input humans put in, and it's outdated too. Also, Rick Rubin said that, I think he's one of the biggest wisdom carriers about what it is art, and he himself says, if you give a script to 5 different directors, they have a different opinion of the script. If you give it to the AI, it will be the same kind of script. You will see it's the same kind of how they express that. Yeah, and there might be differences, of course, because they're different. ChatGPT versus
Claude,
and
or
other,
whatever.
Yeah. So it cannot have an opinion. It cannot have a perspective. Humans have 8 billion perspectives. Because you know that from film. If you watch a film, you're saying, "Oh, there's a great film," and Gerjon doesn't like it, doesn't like the film at all, at all. Not the music. I said, "I can't believe, James, you listen to this music. You're crazy." and you say, James, this makes me crazy. This makes me wild. And so that is AI cannot do this. AI can do anything we did before, except, creativity, because creativity is only one of one. So, for example, there is only one Mozart. There is only one Picasso. There is only one Beethoven. There is these people are one, and you can recognize the people, and they have a body of work. So they are not just, a musician, because you can't even compare Mozart and Beethoven. Even in the music, you cannot even, and Sinatra. Tell me another person that's Sinatra, Sinatra is the fastest recognized voice in the world. It's like, it takes like 5 milliseconds and the people know already it's Sinatra. And that's old, that's not something that's famous now. Yeah.
Do you not think, though, like you were saying AI can't be art, but like the prompt to produce whatever the AI content comes from a person, is that not an extension of the person's creativity?
How do you know? Well, that's it. We know one of the most copied styles is Van Gogh.
Yes.
Van Gogh, because they went in millimeter through scanning the things and giving it a binary yes or no, whatever. How would you say, if I say, okay, I wanted to have you, James, be AI paint me a painting of you in Van Gogh style. Who knows if Van Gogh would have painted you that way? It could be recognizable as a Van Gogh, but it cannot be what Van Gogh did because he has his own perspective. So,
yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's like you can copy a style. I can copy Warhol. I mean, there's thousands of artists that copy Warhol, because Warhol was so simple. They just say, okay, I take a black and white photo and colorize it. And actually, I think Adobe and on this and stuff, they have a pretty Warhol style, pop art style. You push it and everything you photograph looks like a Warhol.
Looks like pop art, yeah.
Exactly, but it's not. Is it Warhol? The question is it Warhol, or is the human, the one-of-one human, nothing worse anymore? If everybody is like Mozart, if everybody is like Beethoven, then why we call it even Mozart and Beethoven? Let's just call it music. We don't have to
music, generated
AI music. It's AI music. It's AI. It sounds like Beethoven, sounds like thing. It looks like Picasso, but it's like a perspective how you see it. I can say from AI how the people, Hoffman and all these people want to keep to see is AI can do everything, of course. But what's gone is the one-on-oneness. What's gone is the James. What's gone, Gerjon, is what you are. It's gone. It's not there. It's like two guys. I can just call it AI. Two guys, AI guys.
Yeah.
I cannot call. No, I cannot. The thing. Well, why would you cry when your mother dies? If she can be replaced by AI, why would you? What's the difference between this old lady and another old lady? I'm sorry about my telling your mother is an old lady, but what I'm saying is,
you're not wrong.
Yeah, but what would you? Why would we fall in love with our parents, our siblings, a girl or whatever, when it doesn't make a difference? Why? And we see already, because the system shows what is hot and what is not. So you have, I think, 60% of women select in the dating sites the same people, the same kind of tall, over 2 meters, strong, a lot of money, and they select the same people, and the men select the same people too. I think there's only actually a man selects harder in terms of looks, because they select like I don't know. It's just when you look at these data, it's like we already adapt. See, nobody needs to have fear of AI. The fear of AI is because we are so system relevant. We are so close to robots ourselves, where I say, hey, James, we have the same kind of glasses, you and I, and we add up to each other, and we align to each other versus, no, it's just by chance the same glasses. Who cares? Or similar glasses. Who cares? He's his own one-on-one person. I'm my own one. And I'm not, and we already are racist by saying, yeah, woman are this, in Holland. In Holland is, they did a big stunk that the women are all the CEOs, that more women are CEOs than men.
Yeah.
So because a woman acts like a man, that's not a woman. She's a human first, and secondarily, she's a man. Women can be 10 times harder than men. We think that when you look at it from a human perspective, women can be much harder than men, much tougher, also smarter to smart them out, because they have a high intelligence in emotional feelings. They're better. I think men are instantly upset, angry, whatever, because they can't handle the emotions, but women can. And so when women use that thing that they have by birth, the men have to be behind them. And it's okay. We are better in other stuff. We are not having to be the emotional people. We don't have to be that. We use it for other things.
Yeah. Okay. So what you're saying essentially is that AI is making things too uniform. It takes away our individuality.
Yes. And it makes us even more system relevant. So we are already doing, how do I write an email? How do I think? I got I wrote an article, and I know this lady looked at my article and said, you really need an edit done, whatever. I said, yeah, I could have ran it through AI, but then it wouldn't be me. See, it would wash my style out. You see, I also speak differently than normal people because this is me. That's how I am. And also I'm neurodiverse and all that stuff that plays all into that. But I never think of running my thing through AI that I don't have mistakes at all. Never, ever. Because it instantly makes me the same as you.
Yeah, it feels like embrace the failure.
Exactly.
If there's an error in it, that's just me.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm also, mistakes are the golden cobblestones to success. The cobblestones to success are the failure. So there is no failure because we just are how we are. And how can there be no failure when everybody is different? How can there be no failure and no alignment? Because nobody can align. Nobody can judge you guys because they're all different. I could never judge you. If I hate you, I love you. I could never say, oh my God, these guys are crazy from Holland. I could never say that.
It's just from your own perspective.
Yeah, I can look at that and say, there's two humans, we talk, we dance, and then we go our way, and then we perhaps come again to a second part, third part. That's what I do. I come and dance with people, and then, and I ask you, always challenge me, ask me questions, whatever, whatever happens. There's no questions I can't answer, because if I don't know, I say I don't know. So
that,
you
that
understand?
in itself is an answer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an answer.
Interesting. So are you saying that essentially AI cannot be used at all in creativity in any sense? It's just for copying a specific thing, but it can't actually...
It can. So for example, I tell you, was before I'm that old before computers, right? So before computers, I painted about 3,000 paintings, which is not a lot because Picasso did 35,000. So
he did what?
35,000 paintings.
Wow!
Oh my God!
Okay.
Wow! I did not know that. That's
nobody's like Vermeer or Rembrandt. They have very limited thing. I have always flow, so I never have. Yes, I'm stuck or anything. If I'm stuck, I just surrender and it comes. So I flow it through me. So before the computer, I had to do, because my art is minimal art and very strong, the combination of colors. I don't know if you went to my website, but the combination of colors is very important. So I'm going very hard in, because my thing is hard edge too, my style. And so I go very hard in to have a lot of energy between the two colors. So I take yellow and red, and you see here, purple and green. So I'm playing with colors, and I had to do this all by hand. I had to do this all by hand before the computer was there. I designed this scheme. Let's say I made 2 balls, and then these balls I had to test and test and test till I had the color. And then also what happens is when you enlarge a color, it changes the hue. So for example, a Coke bottle is a different red than the Coke truck.
Yeah.
But so it's a different thing. But there is
it only a subtle change of color, or is it actually quite noticeable?
Quite a thing. Go to buy a Coke, and go to a Coke truck, and it's different. And
we should try that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And also what it is it has to so if I put yellow in it, I don't so sometimes I have to do yellow, blue into the get the same red. And I had to do this all by hand and then measure and write this thing. When the computer came out, I just put it in and I tweaked the two colors till they resonated. And then I had a guideline, and it was like not even 10% of the work that I had to do. So AI will, if you're a writer and you want to write about, and for example, I have like thousands of pages that I wrote. So if I take the 1,000 pages and I said, I want to see all the stuff that I did about podcasting, it sorts out the podcasting stuff. And then I say, how can we do this for a book? I think, and then I can totally change it, of course. But most people don't. They just do what the AI said, because where we are at the stage as humanity that thinks AI is better. AI is not better. There is no way, even if AI is getting better and better in the execution, where's the you in this? You need to have the you in there. And if you're not in there, then it's just the best, it's like a dialectic book or something where it says the rules, you have to make a comma, you have to make that ooh, and that doesn't teach you how to do prose. That doesn't teach you how to write a good article. You can read the Duden or I don't know what you have in the Netherlands, the old books, how to write the language, especially in Dutch. It's you have a lot the discourse on the language,
incredibly
right?
complex.
That you not speak English and Dutch, but there's a lot of rules in Dutch. And when the Dutch rules of the language, you write, what do you want to write with the rules? What do you? It is up to you what you want to say. If saying when you talk about an apple, you have to do this. But what do you want to say about the apple? That's the importance. It's not the apple that you say. And I can say that in wrong Dutch and bring the message over.
Yeah.
See, this is I can do it in Dutch. There's slang. I mean, I use always on purpose slang. For example, I use it in German and in English.
Yeah,
like I say, I love to say, look at them tools for that car. You can't say that,
No, I wouldn't say that. That's not
Exactly.
not the correct way.
Exactly, but I say it, and that's important. Yeah.
So what I'm getting from that, Michael, is you're not anti-AI.
No.
Okay, that's I gather that from what you're saying. It's just you feel that it has to be used in the right way, and it has to be you and resonating you as a person.
Exactly. And when, for example, I say, let's say we have never invented the hammer. We invent the hammer right now. It's brand new. We have never used it, whatever. And then I say, the hammer can decide. It's so technical. It can decide if it puts nail in it or it hits Gerjon on the head. It decides, not you. Give it the freedom. See, freedom is given. So when you give the technology, especially the freedom to decide for themselves, for humans, then you also put yourself down. So why do you need education when you don't know what to do with whatever, with money or history or whatever, or being a doctor? Why do you need education? Let's just stop all education, and that's have AI do everything. And it's what's so bad with AI is, how it's promoted. First of all, it was the biggest mistake ever to say AI can actually kill everybody. They wanted to have attention, and they used and say, oh, it can kill us all. Why would you bring something even out, all of you guys, that actually, and why would you say that? And why would you promote that? And then the second is, that it's disempowering humanity. It's empowering AI, and it is this thing. And I have a good story for you. The encrypting, because you guys say the encryption of encrypted communication is based on lava lamps. The lava lamp is because it's random. And actually, when there is a photograph that photographs a lava lamp, and that makes the crypto, the encrypted, because if you give a algorithm to encryption, you can still, with the quantum computing right now, you can still solve it. So you have to have something that. So I know the guy that was checking out the space shuttle before it starts. He's retired now. And I said, and we talked about, then we talked about that Google can photograph your car and show everything and whatever, and it's so close. And he says, yeah, it's all with what's that called, to GPS, always GPS.
Yeah.
And I said, where does GPS get the to be right? You have to be online. Yeah. He says, from the stars. It's the same as with the lava lamp. The nature of nonlinear movement of random things can never be copied to systems. So we are always. That's why I always say, human-centric first, then it's then system relevant. Never think. And then there's also the atomic clock. The atomic clock always gets adjusted. So there's an atomic clock that is precise, linear, all this stuff, and it always needs to be adjusted from every 10 years or so. Needs to be adjusted. So because nothing is linear in the world, life is not linear.
No,
that's why I'm saying, I'm making my point clear why I say use AI for what it's worth, not for. So, for example, why could we not find, since everybody's a one-on-one, nobody ever said AI could have found the one-on-oneness of each human to find, know thyself.
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
No, because it can't do the uniqueness of everyone.
Exactly. And nobody speaks about it.
Interesting. That's an interesting way of looking at it.
Yeah. Well, why did they not say, hey, we know everybody's one-on-one and we shouldn't have competition. We should only have collaboration. Look, podcasting works like that. Nobody says, I need to get money. No, they want money. Of course, everybody wants money, but everybody does it because we have a pleasure to interact with each other, and it's more interesting than watching a movie. I could have watched a movie right now on Netflix,
Yeah, but we are glad you didn't do that.
Yeah, definitely.
No, we have choices. Yeah.
And I get what you're saying, and I very much, I think myself and Gerjon are very much, when it comes to AI, we're very much, we've talked about this quite a bit, about human interaction, and like we are we are in favor of AI, but we're very much of the opinion that to coin a phrase that several people have used, there's a human in the loop in the process with AI at all times. And we're not abdicating responsibility over to AI, and I think that's essentially what you're saying as well. So we're very much in that wheelhouse. We've talked about it before, like to take my pet peeve.
Here we go again.
Here we go. AI self-driving cars. Gerjon is kind of semi-pro. I'm very skeptical and don't think it's it's a good idea. But so that's where I come in, the kind of, very much, human first approach, because we've talked about this before, myself and Gerjon. It's all to do with the irrationality of what people do while driving. I don't think an AI can even predict half the things we all see on the roads. So yeah.
So,
It's
and they
also
can have it wrong.
it's exactly like what we said before. It's you have 5 filmmakers, and they would make 5 different films from the same script. So it's whoever drives the car has a different perspective. He likes to drive very slow. He likes to drive very fast, and then he doesn't like a certain race, or a certain a woman driving, or a man driving, and there's too many choices with that. And also, he wants to get from A to B. Everybody wants that. And nobody today enjoys anymore to drive, because in the old days, you could drive for hours and hours and hours, and you're always moving. Now you're standing. So today, when you're
Well,
18,
in Ireland, you can drive for several hours and things are moving pretty well.
Netherlands, not so much.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
but like
I remember
Yeah.
Netherlands. I remember Netherlands where you could drive, and it was very nice.
Yeah. But
I
now we
remember
like
that.
to stand in traffic. That's
Exactly.
one of our
Like
national
everybody
hobbies.
else.
Yeah.
So why can't we use AI to do the traffic? Why
Yeah.
to help the flow? Nobody even mentions it. Nobody says they want AI to do the lights or anything. But let's do the whole thing. AI is very good in the context of a lot. Let's just put it all into flow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're dealing with a complex flow and network,
Yeah.
it's a perfect use case for AI,
Exactly.
because it can break down the complexities in and way faster than we can.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, but then
Yeah, but
everybody should
nobody
use
says
it.
these
Yeah.
things. Everybody makes it magic. It's better than humans. But it's better in a lot of things of humans, because you are not jealous at a car because the car can drive faster than you can run. You're not jealous at that. You
No.
cannot cut yourself better than a knife. You can, we have tools all the time that can do something better. But if you don't define what they can, and you don't show it over and over, and it says, oh, it's a magic, let's just give up as humans. There's no reason for us to be. What is the reason to be when AI can do everything better? And it can't. It can't.
Yeah.
No, it's a tool in our toolbox.
It's a tool. Yeah, I was going to say exactly the same, Gerjon. It's a tool that we utilize for certain tasks.
And we market it as a magic. See, we're marketing as a magic. And all these 8 people that run AI, marketing is magic, because when you don't know what it's good for, you buy everything, and then you fail, and you figure out, you think it's you that has failed, This is crazy. I work with so many AI people that they're completely into it's AI is going to take care of it. I said, what? We had a talk actually with the Netherlands people, and it says, yeah, we do an AI business plan, and so, and I said, but what does the business plan? The business plan is connected to the context. So if you do sports shoes, right? Is that really your passion? Is that what you want to do? Is that how you wanted them to look? How is the thing? And then ask the AI before you even start that whole thing, because you can do shoes by yourself. You do a couple of shoes and sell them for a lot of money, but make art out of it. Or ask AI, who would like to buy those shoes? Like shoes with magnets on it, or shoes with whatever. Who would like that? And where's the market? See, AI is good in that. It could figure out if there's or give you a hint. It might be wrong there too, but it gives you at least a hint. There's people all over the world want those shoes. Yeah. And then you can actually get financing, and then you can build that in the business. But without that wisdom, You're just
Yeah.
executing like everybody executes marketing.
Yeah.
Everybody
So without
executes.
the human creativity, you
Yeah.
can't build something really unique.
Yeah.
AI can
Without
help you with the
also
business plan.
what is you, Gerjon? What is
Yeah.
you? What is you, the person? What is James? If you both said we love shoes, your shoes will be different. You will
Yeah.
be Puma and Adidas.
Oh, we know
You know
that.
You know what I mean?
We both have very different taste in shoes.
Yeah, and so how can AI ever? This is so simple here. This is perfect. Just this example. How can AI help you to do this thing? It would. You both want you live in Holland. You both want shoes. It would do the same thing, and it would not in bringing the context you or James.
No, it would just say in general
In general, yeah,
these type of shoes.
and it would make it. It would make little changes like James likes yellow and you like gray. You know, it would change the colors perhaps, but it would be basically the same. It just has a different appearance.
Yeah,
That's really cool. Well, it's a cool way of looking at it, and I think it's true that creating the gift of creation is something that's given to us, and AI can help us expand and explore.
Clarify. It would help us clarify our vision. So we have a vision. I want to do shoes, and it can say, help me. Is there market? Because you always have to ask in the last thing, is there market? You can do the whole design and everything, but it's saying, is there market for this kind of shoes? And then AI says, no, there's Adidas that does it already. You know, the same thing. You know, or it says, no, it's not. Try it. You know.
Yeah. No. I get what you're getting at, and in fact, when we were looking at names for the podcast, we had an idea of what we wanted it to be, but we wanted to check that it wasn't already used. So we did use AI and to go and search and see if we could find other instances. Because if we had to do a manual search, it would have taken us 3. So
Exactly.
So for productivity gains, it was perfect in that use case, and that's what I utilize it mainly for. I don't mean use it for the creative idea I want to put out there, but I will look at it for maybe an angle I haven't looked at to kind of and then figure it out. But I always, anything it produces, I always go, well, do I like that? Do I want to change it to make it sound? Because sometimes I'll read it and it reads like, that doesn't sound like me at all.
Not at all. It's horrible.
Change it
Writing
completely.
is absolutely the worst.
Yeah.
It's the worst. Those people that say, oh, it's the best writing. I said, you have no clue about writing. Because, because how can it? It sounds perfect. Who wants to read a perfect thing? There's a lot of things that come from words. I mean, all these people, these writers have their own, Oscar Wilde, Bukowski, all these people, Steinbeck, they all have a different voice. And the uniqueness is so unbelievable. Also, we don't see our limitlessness. For example, they do it in China, and they do a lot of these kids right now all over the world. And they have a school where they blind face you. And the kids can do ping pong blind. They can drive bicycle blind. Our limitless is we are so, humans can't do it. AI needs to do it. That we are so pushed down and castrated of our limitlessness that that it's very sad that we actually get all systemic, and then AI comes and it's the perfect lead way to make us completely only watch Netflix, only consume stuff and not. But when you consume stuff, you need to have money. How can you get money when you only consume? See, the big shots don't understand it, and they're not bad or anything, but they don't understand when they are rich and everybody else is just surviving. So they are pushed into control, and they just consume your products. that's the worst thing ever. We are collaborative, creative species of nature. When you look at ants, there's probably 5-10 different ants. They have different antheals. But nobody of the species, elephant doesn't create New York or the San Francisco Bridge or the windmills in Holland, the tulips in Holland. No, we do all this different stuff because we are collaborative. And even if the leaders are all really bad and taking advantage of the people love to co-create. Do you think there would be a co-creation of New York would be possible if there were mean leaders that just pushed people down? No, people love to create and co-create, which is really nice. Like you too. It's really nice to have a partner and co-create. Yeah, there are fights, but it always gets you better.
Yeah.
True. And just recapping it, the life we live now boxes us in a bit, so it robs us of our creative in our creative process. It just dumbs it down, and AI is the next phase in doing that.
Exactly.
It will make us will be more creative than we are because we are already boxed in.
Yeah,
and then we look at AI for being creative.
Yeah, that's why I have a podcast with Michaell Magrutsche, and it's called Humanity Unboxed. And that's exactly what we say. He said, when we think, why we have so many bad stuff in the world? Because the system have boxed us in. And when you're creative, that's everybody's creative. There's no people say, oh, I'm not an artist. I say, yes, you are. You are a creator. At least a creator. You are an artist too, but you at least a creator. When I box in the creation, we all three, if they box you and me all in, we're going to kill each other sooner or later. Sooner or later, we're going to kill. Because first we say, oh, let's be creative and be friends and all the stuff. And sooner or later, we kill each other. And that's when you segregate people that it goes even faster, So perfect that you mentioned that with the boxing, because the boxing is exactly when your creative flow, your spirit flows through you to create and be inspired, and you do that in a box, you can only go a certain way. That's why ultimately, see, that's just the perfect thing. Ultimately, the rich people, the top people, fight each other too. They fight. They control the whole thing, and then ultimately they're going to say, "Oh, we got to be friends forever." You see that now, how everybody, European and Western, and they all fight each other. Like us, they fight each other. Like us, we fight each other. And to say, "Oh, I'm Dutch, I'm better. I'm Austrian, better. I'm Swiss, I'm better." No, that's a system. Do you where you live? You are human like everybody else, and which the internet helped us to have contacts like this,
Yeah. Excellent. Michael, it has been an absolute pleasure. So I think the main thing in closing is we just need to maintain our humanity, and collaboration is one of the ways to do that. So keep making podcasts.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And if you need me anytime, want to do a part 2 or something, write down all your questions and then hit me.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Michael. Thanks to everyone for watching, listening, and we will see you on the next episode.
Yes, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.